If your woman does these, leave her. This isn't about hate. This isn't about ego. This is about protecting your peace, your mission, and your mind as a man. Stoicism teaches us to master our emotions, to seek virtue, and to walk away from chaos, no matter how beautiful the storm looks. So if she constantly disrespects you, plays games with your time, or uses manipulation as love, it's not love, it's a trap. And the Stoic path demands one thing: walk away with discipline, not drama. There comes a moment in a man's life when silence speaks louder than her words, when the weight on his chest each morning is no longer from life's burdens, but from the company he keeps beside him. The Stoics taught us that peace is not found in controlling the external world, but in mastering our own choices. And yet, how many men sit imprisoned by a bond that poisons them slowly? Understand this: your heart's a sacred place. It is not to be made a playground for manipulation. It is not to be filled with shadows born of another's chaos. There are women who will lift your soul, and there are women who will drink from it until there is nothing left. A man must learn to see the difference. When every conversation turns into a contest, when your words are twisted not to understand, but to accuse, when moments that should have been tender become tests of loyalty, patience, or masculinity, you must remember who you are. The Stoic path is one of virtue, and no virtue can thrive in an environment of constant strife. If each day you find yourself guarding your speech, fearing how she will react, measuring every action in hope of appeasing her moods, then you are not in a partnership. You are in a prison. A wise man does not argue with those who enjoy conflict. He steps aside. He chooses silence not as surrender, but as liberation. If the presence of your woman brings more confusion than clarity, more exhaustion than ease, if you feel smaller in her gaze, if your light dims to keep her comfortable in her own shadows, then it is time to walk away, not in anger, not in bitterness, but in calm, deliberate freedom. A Stoic man knows that love, too, must serve virtue. A love that requires the death of your inner peace is not love, it is bondage. And no man born to walk the earth with strength and dignity should chain himself to a spirit that seeks to undo him. So if your woman does these things, if her presence calls forth the worst in you instead of the best, if your days are spent navigating her storms rather than building your life, leave her. Walk with your head high. Let the winds of solitude cleanse you. And when peace returns to your life, cherish it. For a man at peace with himself is infinitely stronger than a man at war for another's approval. Choose peace, brother. Choose yourself. There comes a time in a man's life when the greatest act of courage is not to fight for what he cannot save, but to walk away from what will destroy him. Not all women are meant to walk beside you on the path of virtue. Not all love is worthy of the sacrifices you will be asked to make. And sometimes the greatest wisdom lies in letting go. The Stoics remind us, do not become a slave to passion. Do not build your joy on what lies outside of your control. Yet how many men right now, as you listen to my voice, are caught in a web spun not of love, but of attachment. Attachment to a vision of who she once was, or who they hope she might become. Attachment to fleeting moments of tenderness that mask the overwhelming weight of the daily storm. But ask yourself this: is love supposed to feel like this? Is it supposed to make you doubt yourself, diminish yourself, twist yourself into knots just to maintain the illusion of harmony? Brother, love, real love, should never require the death of your inner peace. If you wake up in the morning with dread in your chest, wondering which version of her you will face today, if the sound of her voice causes more tension than joy, if you find yourself apologizing for things you did not do just to keep the peace, you are no longer living in love. You are surviving in fear. The Stoic man does not thrive in fear. He is called to build a life of clarity, wisdom, and virtue. And when the bond with a woman becomes a constant assault on his dignity, he must choose the path of the wise. Walk away. There are women who will uplift your spirit, who will inspire you to greater heights, who will challenge you lovingly, who will honor your presence and your boundaries. And there are women, sometimes beautiful, sometimes enchanting, whose wounds will bleed into your life until you too are wounded. The wounded cannot heal the wounded. No amount of patience, love, or sacrifice on your part can transform a woman who is committed to her own chaos. Many men stay because they remember how things used to be. They cling to memories, the early smiles, the sweet words, the intoxicating chemistry. But understand this, memory is not reality. Who she was is not who she is. And who she promises to be is not guaranteed to ever arrive. A Stoic man lives in the present moment. He sees things as they are, not as he wishes them to be. So ask yourself, is the woman in front of you today, not months ago, not in some imagined future, worthy of your time, your energy, your loyalty, your life? If being with her drains your vitality, if your ambitions have withered in her shadow, if your friendships have faded because she isolates you, if your days feel like a negotiation with someone who should be your partner, not your adversary, then brother, it is time to leave. No Stoic sage would advise you to chain yourself to a life of misery out of duty or fear. Some will say, but what about loyalty? What about commitment? Loyalty to what? To a woman who disrespects your essence? Commitment to a life that erodes your soul? You must first be loyal to your own virtue, your own peace, your own higher path. Anything, or anyone, that seeks to pull you from that path must be left behind. You are not abandoning her. You are reclaiming yourself. The cost of staying in the wrong relationship is far greater than the pain of leaving. A man who sacrifices his peace loses everything, no matter what he thinks he is keeping. If your woman mocks your growth, if she resents your purpose, if she stirs conflict where there should be calm, if her love feels more like a contract of control than a dance of mutual freedom, then the most stoic, the most courageous, the most loving thing you can do for both of you is to walk away, leave with dignity, leave without hatred, leave with gratitude for the lessons, and leave with the unwavering knowledge that your life is your responsibility. No woman, no matter how beautiful, how charming, how magnetic, is worth the sacrifice of your inner kingdom. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And I will add, you have power over your life, not her moods, not her wounds, not her approval. Choose wisely, choose peace, choose the life that your highest self would be proud to live. If your woman does these things, if her presence dims your light, if your days are spent surviving her, not thriving with her, then brother, leave her. Walk alone if you must. Better a lonely road than a toxic home. And in your solitude, remember, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Guard those thoughts, guard your heart, and never again surrender them to someone unworthy of their light. And as you walk away, there will be a voice inside you, soft, insistent, that will whisper, what if you had stayed? What if you had tried harder? What if you had loved her more? Ignore it. This is the voice of illusion, the final trick of attachment. For the mind clings to the familiar, even when the familiar is killing it. It is not your duty to mend what another refuses to tend. You were not born to be a savior, nor to be crucified on the altar of her wounds. Every man must ask himself, what am I choosing every day? Who am I becoming in this relationship? Are you walking taller? Are you living with clarity and purpose? Or do you feel yourself shrinking, fading, second-guessing your own worth? A Stoic man knows his time is precious. Each day spent in the wrong relationship is a day robbed from his higher path. Each argument, each silent night filled with tension, each hour wasted in emotional turmoil is a theft of the life he was meant to build. If your woman cannot celebrate your growth, if she fears your independence, if she sabotages your peace to keep you small and under her control, then understand, you are not loved, you are possessed. And the man who is possessed by another's chaos can never build a life of meaning. Seneca wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it." But how many men wake up years later, gray at the temples, weary in the soul, realizing that they have wasted the best of their strength on a love that never deserved them? Do not be that man. Walk away now, while your courage still breathes. The pain of leaving will sting for a season, but the pain of staying will scar you for life. The Stoic path is one of discipline and discernment. It is not a path for the weak-hearted. It demands that you choose virtue over comfort, truth over illusion, and freedom over slavery to toxic love. And hear me well, you do not need permission to leave. Not from her, not from society, not even from your own guilt. You need only this: a clear recognition that you are meant for more than to be drained, belittled, or controlled. And when you do leave, leave clean. Do not drag anger with you. Do not poison your heart with revenge. The Stoic man does not curse what he walks away from. He simply walks with gratitude for the lessons, with compassion for the broken soul he leaves behind, and with unwavering devotion to the life he must now rebuild. Solitude will greet you. Embrace it. In solitude, you will rediscover your strength. You will feel the air grow lighter, your thoughts become clearer, your body less tense, your sleep more peaceful. And in that sacred space, you will remember who you are. A man not defined by the love of one woman, but by the depth of his own virtue. The world is wide, brother. Countless roads await you. Do not chain yourself to one that leads only to suffering. Remember the words of Epictetus: freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Your woman's chaos, her moods, her endless tests, these lie beyond your control. But your response, your choice to stay or leave, that is within your power. And that choice will define the rest of your life. So choose peace, choose virtue, choose freedom. And if your woman does these things, if her presence suffocates your spirit, then do the most Stoic thing of all. Leave her, walk tall, walk free, and never look back. Brother, there will come a day when the hardest thing you'll ever do is walk away from a woman you once thought you couldn't live without. But if she does this to your soul, you must leave her or lose yourself forever. A man is like a fortress. Stone by stone, he builds his walls. Walls not of coldness, but of inner peace. Within those walls live his purpose, his vision, his values. Within those walls burns the quiet flame of his masculine essence. But not every woman who knocks at your gates deserves entry. Some come with light in their hands to warm your chambers and inspire your growth. Others come with torches to burn your kingdom to ash from within. And the tragedy is this: too many men throw open their gates to the wrong woman, believing that love means unconditional surrender. It does not. The Stoic knows that love must never come at the cost of his inner freedom. A relationship that demands you betray yourself is not love, it is slavery. And yet, the descent is slow. It begins with small things. You silence your truth to avoid her anger. You abandon your goals to soothe her insecurities. You sacrifice your solitude to fill her emptiness. You apologize for her wounds, even when they are not yours to carry. And before you know it, the fortress has crumbled. You are a man reduced, a ghost of who you once were. But here is the wisdom. You can rebuild. You can rise. But only if you walk away. Now, not tomorrow. Not after one more fight. Not after another apology that will mean nothing in a week. Now, for if you wait too long, your very will to walk will wither, and then you will be trapped. Brother, a man is not made to be small. He is made to stand tall, to carry weight with honor, to speak with calm authority, to face life with steady eyes. But when the wrong woman lives beside you, you will bow beneath the invisible burden of her wounds. And no amount of love you give will fill a bottomless well. Understand this: you are not her therapist. You are not her savior. You are not her father. You are a man, and your first duty is to your own soul. The Stoics teach us, he who sacrifices his peace for the sake of another's storms loses both. If the price of staying is the erosion of your masculine core, the loss of your clarity, your discipline, your joy, then the choice is already clear. Leave. Do not ask for her permission. Do not wait for her to change. Do not hope that someday things will return to what they once were. The past is gone. The future with her will mirror the present, unless you break the cycle. And yes, leaving will hurt, but so does surgery. So does cauterizing a wound. So does forging steel. Pain is not your enemy. It is the fire through which you must pass to reclaim your life. When you walk away, walk without bitterness. Carry no hatred. Carry no need to prove her wrong. You owe her no performance. You owe her no explanation beyond truth. This is no longer the life I will live. That is enough. And when the nights grow cold, and they will, when loneliness whispers seductively to your weary heart, and it will, remember this. A man alone but at peace is worth 1,000 times more than a man together but in chains. Your time will return. Your strength will return. Your joy will return. And when it does, guard it well. Do not lower your standards out of loneliness. Do not let the wounds of this woman define your worth. Do not seek comfort in the familiar pattern of self-betrayal. Build anew. Become again the man you were before her, and greater still. And one day, when you sit beneath the stars, in the silence of your own chosen life, you will know this. I chose myself. I chose virtue. I chose peace, and I regret nothing. Because no Stoic man, no wise man, no sovereign man should ever spend his one precious life entangled in the darkness of a soul that refuses to walk in the light. If your woman does these things, if her presence poisons your days, then the path is clear. Leave her and begin, at last, to live.